Are you fueling million-dollar ambitions with single-dollar habits? I get it. You're busy. Back-to-back meetings, late flights, kids' activities, networking events, responsibilities at home. But is your success causing you to eat poorly? Perhaps you believe that just because you're already performing at a high level, what you're doing works. After all, doesn't your current success prove these habits work? So why change? A poor diet is not fuel. That's corrosion. Sure, it keeps you moving now, but it's slowly eating away at the engine. And here's why this matters. Right now, every new stage of growth demands more of you. More focus, more resilience, more stamina. And if your health slips while your success rises, your body becomes a bottleneck. And let's be real, your health isn't just about your body. It fuels your clarity, your influence, your impact. You can build the empire, hit the milestones, and stack the wins. But if success keeps stealing your health, you're not building freedom. You're building a trap, and it's just a matter of time. I'll never forget that afternoon. I had just finished meeting with buyers at a builder's site and rushed to pick up my daughters from school. There wasn't much time. I had to get them to soccer practice, and later that evening, I still had clients to meet. So I told my daughters we'd swing through a drive-thru to grab dinner. And that's when my 8-year-old, Jade, said from the back seat, "Mom, are you trying to kill me?" That immediately stopped me in my tracks. Here I was, racing through my day, thinking I was providing for my family, and my daughter calls me out in the most honest way a child can. Out of the mouth of babes, right? It hit me. I was so focused on building a better future, I was ignoring the very thing that fueled it, our health. Because at that time, my life was a constant juggle. Work, school runs, activities, home, repeat. And while my business was growing, my nutrition was slipping. I reasoned with myself, there's only so many hours in a day. But here's what happened. My weight started creeping up. I tried a diet, lose some weight, then stop, and the weight came back. It was a vicious cycle, and it left me frustrated, defeated, and eventually it started to affect my energy, my clarity, and even my confidence. And when that happens, it doesn't just affect you personally, it affects how you show up in your business, your family, your entire life. Are you like me, determined to give your children better experiences and opportunities than you ever had growing up? I worked hard. I followed up quickly on every lead, and I was building my career while wanting financial security. But while my business was growing, I wasn't feeling great. Because the truth is, nutrition isn't just about looking good. It's about how you think, how you perform, and how you lead. Science Direct, a premier platform for scientific health and technical literature, articulates clearly poor nutrition is linked to fatigue, brain fog, higher stress, and even depression. On the other hand, nutrient-dense foods like whole proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats literally improve focus, memory, and mood. Food isn't just calories, it's information. Every bite sends signals to your brain and body. BridgeMed Health tells us that every time we eat, it's a direct and indirect impact on your epigenetic expression. What's an epigenetic expression? It regulates our gene activity used for the cells in our bodies, literally creating you and me. It's either telling your body to thrive or pushing it closer to burnout. But here's the myth about most successful people, is they believe that they're getting away with it and they've been running on coffee and sugar and takeout for years and they're still performing. And that's not high performance, that's survival mode. Your body will let you push for a while, but the cost always shows up. Slower recovery, weaker focus, burnout creeping in when you least expect it. And when you're busy building a business or leading a family, the cost of poor nutrition shows up everywhere. It's not just about meals, it's about your mindset, your performance, and your health. I'll share with you the main 4 shifts I made. First, doing a breakthrough session using neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP. Now, that might sound complicated, but let me explain. NLP is really about understanding the language of your mind and how your past experiences shape your present patterns. For me, it was a way to uncover and release the things that were quietly holding me back. In that session, I went through my personal history, and for the first time, I realized how many old negative emotions I was still carrying. Frustration, disappointment, and guilt, all wrapped around poor diet decisions, were still sitting under the surface, guiding my choices, and I wasn't even aware. But it wasn't just emotions, it was beliefs too. Stories I had on repeat in my head. I don't have time to prepare food, I will always struggle, because success comes before self-care, right? These weren't facts, they were decisions I had unconsciously accepted. The release work I did through NLP helped me let these go. It felt like setting down a heavy backpack that I had been carrying for years without realizing it. And here's what changed. Once those emotions and beliefs were weighing me down and it stopped, I could actually move forward. Instead of fighting against myself every time, I tried to make healthy choices. I felt lighter, clearer, and free. The shift alone gave me the energy to start new habits, not from a place of pressure, but from a place of possibility. The second shift I made was through a process called values elicitation. Here's why this matters. Your values are like your internal compass. They drive every decision you make, what you prioritize, what you avoid, and what you're willing to fight for. But when your values are out of alignment, it creates conflict. And that conflict shows up as procrastination, frustration, or self-sabotage. When I went through values elicitation, I discovered something eye-opening in my business. My highest values were success, achievement, and providing for my family. But when it came to my health, those values were buried way down the list, and I had been telling myself that building my career was more important than taking care of myself. And here's the problem with that. Whenever business and health competed for time, business always won, which meant my health kept slipping lower and lower. It wasn't that I didn't care, it was that my values were working against each other. Through the process, I was able to bring those values into alignment. I started recognizing that health wasn't separate from success. It was the foundation for it. If I wanted to be the kind of mother, leader, and entrepreneur I envisioned, I couldn't treat health as optional. The shift changed the way I made decisions. Instead of choosing between business and health, I started seeing how one fueled the other. Eating better, moving my body, and resting didn't take away from my work. They gave me clarity, energy, and the presence I needed to succeed at a higher level. So the big lesson, when your values are in conflict, you'll always feel stuck. But when you align them, your actions become effortless because every part of you is moving in the same direction. The third shift I made was using hypnosis as a tool to reprogram my behaviors at the subconscious level. Now, a lot of people hear the word hypnosis and think of a stage show where someone's clucking like a chicken. That's not what this is. Hypnosis is a therapeutic setting. It's simply a relaxed state where you can access your unconscious mind, the part of you that runs almost everything on autopilot. Most of our habits, especially the ones around food and self-care, don't come from conscious choice. They're automatic. Think about it. You don't have to remind yourself how to brush your teeth or drive your car. Those behaviors are stored deep in your subconscious. And the same is true for how you respond to stress, or whether you reach for fast food when you're busy. For years, I tried to change my eating habits with willpower alone. I'd make strict plans and promises, but as soon as life got hectic, the old patterns kicked right back in, leaving me frustrated. That's because willpower lives in the conscious mind, and the conscious mind only has so much energy. The subconscious mind, however, never stops running. Hypnosis helped me update those programs. Instead of automatically linking stress with grabbing comfort food, I began creating new associations, like stress being a signal to pause, breathe, and fuel my body properly. Instead of craving a quick sugar hit for energy, my subconscious began looking for sustainable fuel. And the best part was how natural it felt. It wasn't about forcing change. It was about making healthy choices feel like the default rather than the exception. And that's the real power of hypnosis. It makes change, takes it out of the struggle zone, and makes it automatic because your mind and body are finally working on the same team. The fourth shift I made was hiring a coach to support me, set goals with me, and hold me accountable. Now, I'll be honest, I used to think I didn't need a coach. I was a coach and I was already disciplined in my business. I was self-motivated and I thought, I should be able to do this on my own. But here's what I realized. Even the most successful people in the world have coaches, athletes, CEOs, performers, and successful coaches. They all understand that accountability and guidance are what take you from good intention to real, lasting change. When I tried to improve my health on my own, I'd start strong, but eventually slip back into old habits. I had nobody checking in, nobody helping me course correct, and nobody reminding me of the bigger picture when I got busy. Someone trained that is disassociated from your internal self. But when I hired a coach, everything shifted. My coach helped me set realistic, measurable goals instead of vague ones. Instead of saying, I'll eat better this week, we set clear actions like, I'll prepare 3 healthy lunches in advance, or I'll cut my coffee down to 1 cup a day. Those simple, specific goals gave me direction. But the biggest difference was accountability. Knowing I had to check in with someone kept me consistent, even when I was tempted to let things slide. And when I did stumble, my coach didn't let me spiral into guilt. He helped me refocus and get me on track quickly. The support created momentum. Each small win built my confidence. And over time, those small wins stacked up into lasting results. Here's the truth. Success rarely happens in isolation. We rise higher and stay consistent when we have the right people around us. Hiring a coach gave me both structure and support. It's one of the best investments I ever made in my health and my success. When I think about why this all matters, I only have to look at my parents. At a younger age than I am today, they were already dealing with serious health issues: high cholesterol, angina, high blood pressure, diabetes. And the truth is, that could have been me too. My long hours, the poor eating habits, the constant stress, it all adds up. And here's the reality. Success doesn't protect you from health problems. In fact, sometimes it accelerates them. More pressure, more responsibilities, more demands on your time. If you don't take care of your health, those demands eventually break you down. So the question I had to ask myself was, do I want to repeat the same story, or do I want to write a new one? By choosing to prioritize my health, I gave myself more than just better meals or more energy. I gave myself freedom. Freedom from constant fatigue, from feeling stuck in the same old cycle, and from the fear of my health collapsing right when I needed it most. And the impact goes far beyond me, because having the energy, clarity, and presence, it allows me to be purposeful in my life and help others achieve their goals, which is at the center of my heart. The choice is in front of you. You can keep fueling your ambitions with habits that wear you down, or you can start today to create the health that will carry your success forward. I want to bring you back to the moment in the car with my daughters. We were in the drive-through line, rushing from school to the soccer field, when Jade, who was 8 years old at the time, said from the back seat, "Mom, are you trying to kill me?" I remember being stunned. I asked her, "Jade, what are you saying?" And she replied, "This is the second night in a row we're eating fast food." You see, even at a young age, she knew something wasn't right. She remembered how we used to prioritize healthy meals at home, and she used to see that things had started to slip. She was right. We were heading in the wrong direction. That moment hit me hard. Because if my daughter could see it so clearly, what excuse did I have to ignore it? It was the wake-up call I needed to start making different choices, not just for me, but for my family. By choosing to prioritize my health, I gained more than energy. I gained the clarity to lead, the strength to keep building, and the presence to actually enjoy the opportunities I worked so hard to create. And that's what I want for you too. To know that your health isn't a side note, it's the foundation of your success. To realize that the habits you build today will either empower your future or limit it. Don't wait until your body or your kids scream at you to change. Start now. Prioritize your health so you can keep creating, keep leading, and keep showing up for the life you've worked for so hard to build. And health is just one piece of the puzzle. If you want to keep growing and sustaining your success, don't stop here. I've got another video that will help you take the next step forward. Click here and I'll see you there.